Welcome to Ricky Samples YouTube page, and we want to revise Biology 2022 GCE Section B. We want to look at question 6 and question 7. So you can pause the video and read the questions from A to C under question 6 and A to B under question 7. Okay, so we'll start with the first one, which is the first question is what is meant by good health? So what is meant by good health is the first question that we want to look at and that we want to explain or to answer in the question that we've been asked. So let us define this term. So we define so good health. So the definition is good health is the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, or we can say is the absence of diseases. So that is the definition of good health. Let us move to the next question, which is with named examples, explain the following types of diseases. So the first one is genetic. Now it is very important that we define and we know what a disease is. So we are saying that a disease, it is not part of the question, but we want to understand what a disease is so that it will be very easy for us to answer the question. So a disease is any physical or mental disorder that interferes with normal functioning of the body and has a characteristic set of signs and symptoms. So this is the definition of a disease. So this is the definition of a disease. Now let us look at the genetic disease. We've come back to the question now. So we are looking at genetic disease. So we are saying that these are diseases. So these are diseases passed through genes or inherited from parents to offsprings. So that is the definition of genetic disease. Now let us give examples of these genetic diseases. So we give examples of these genetic diseases so that we understand them. So the first example that we're going to give, the first example that we can give is sickle cell. So the first example that we can give is sickle cell. So example, so sickle cell anemia. The second one is hemophilia and Down syndrome. Down's syndrome. Now it is very important that we understand these diseases one by one. Now let us start with sickle cell. Let us start with sickle cell. So we're going to abbreviate it SCA, which is sickle cell anemia. So what is this sickle cell anemia? So we are saying that this comes as in where a person has abnormal hemoglobin which come as a result the red blood cells, so red blood cells become sickle shaped, which lead to low supply of oxygen to the body. So that is sickle cell. The first one, that is sickle cell. Now let us look at the second one. So the second one, it is hemophilia. So we are on examples. So the second one, it is hemophilia. We want to understand hemophilia. So hemophilia. So the second one is hemophilia. So hemophilia, so we are saying that this is where a person bleeds for a longer period of, or we can say longer period than normal due to due to poor clotting of blood. So this is hemophilia. And then now you'd find that these people, they lack, or there is absence, so absence of factor 8, and factor 9. So let us look at the last one, which is Down syndrome. So the last one is the third one. So this is the second one. The third one, that is Down syndrome. Down syndrome. So Down syndrome. Now, what is this Down syndrome? So this is the condition. Down syndrome, it is the condition. So we can say this is a condition. So a condition in which a person has extra chromosome. So we are saying that these chromosomes, so chromosome are small packed. So are small packages of genes in the body. So that is Down syndrome. So let us move to the other question. So the other question, which is under social. So we are looking at social now. We are done with genetic, so we want to look at social. So the second one, which is social. So social diseases. So we can say, before we look at social diseases, it is very important that we understand what social diseases are. So we are saying that these are self-inflicted diseases, which are acquired through wrong lifestyle. So example, we can give an example, which is drug. So drug addictions, and HIV AIDS. So these are two examples. So drugs and HIV and AIDS. So let us move to the next question. So question C, which is describe the causes. So number one, we have the causes, or the cause, and then we have signs, and then we have symptoms of bilharzia. So the first one, it is cause, signs, and symptoms. So we can say bilharzia is caused by a parasitic disease which is called schistosoma. So this is the cause of bilharzia. And then the signs, how can we know that this person is suffering from bilharzia? Number one, we can say blood in urine. Number two, blood in feces. So these are examples, or these are signs that we can give. So blood in urine and then blood in feces. So symptoms, number one, how can we know that the person is suffering from bilharzia is anemia. And then the other one, it is tiredness. So these are the answers that were needed on the question, which is question 6. So let us move to question 7. So we want to look at question 7. So question 7, they've asked us to find and to outline the functions of different parts of a flower. So we want to look at the functions, or we have outlined the functions of different parts of a flower. Now we cannot outline, or we cannot give the function of these parts of flowers unless we come up with a flower. So we're going to draw a flower here, so that we do. So this is a flower. So we give an example of a flower. So a flower. Okay, so the diagram is just helping us to identify and to find the parts of a flower and to know the functions. Okay, so you can pause the video and draw this flower. Okay. So it is very important that we can label this flower. So number one, we'll look at this part. So this part is the anther. So this part is the anther. And then we have the filament. These two, they make what we call a stamen. So a stamen is the male part of a flower. So this is the male part of a flower. Why have we said so? Because the anther here, this is where pollen grains are produced, and the filament supports the anther. Now let us look at this part. So this part is, number one, we have the stigma, and then we have the style, and then we have the ovary, and then this is here we have the ovule. So So these three, they make, this is the female part of a flower, and this female part of a flower is called carpel. So carpel, it is the female part of a flower. And then from there we have other, like we have, this is a sepal, and then we have, this is a stalk, and then from there we have this part, which is receptacle. So these are parts of a flower. Now let us identify or outline and talk about the functions of each. So the first one that we can start with, so this is a flower. So the first one that we can start with is the stalk. We'll start with the stalk. So when you look at the flower, just pause the video and observe and look at the flower. So according to your own understanding, what do you think can be the function of the stalk? Okay, so we are saying that the stalk, so this link, the flower, so this link the flower to stem and conduct water. So that is the function of the stalk. The second one is receptacle. So the receptacle, this is the solen, this is the solen, this is the solen, and where other parts of the flower are attached. The sepal, the sepals. So the sepals, they protect the flower in bud stage and protect it from drying up. So from drying up or damage by pests or harsh weather conditions. Okay, the other one, which is petals. So petals, they are bright. So they are bright in color. And they are scented. They are scented. Now, why is it that they have they are bright in color and scented, as in so as to attract? So we can say it attracts. So it attracts. So it attracts insects. So they attract insects. Okay, so they attract insects. Which helps the flower. Which helps the flower during pollination. Okay, and then the other one, it is the stigma. So the stigma, this is the part that pollen grains are deposited during pollination. So the stigma, it is, remember we said it is the female part of a flower. So the other one that we want to look at, okay, so the other one that we want to look at is the style. So this holds the stigma. This holds the stigma in position and link it to the ovary. And then the ovary, so this is the part that makes and contains the ovule. So the ovules. So we are saying that the ovules, these are female gametes. So these are female gametes which are produced in the ovaries. So the female gametes are produced in the ovaries. Now let us look at the ovule. So the ovule, we are saying that these are female gametes which develop into a seed after fertilization. after fertilization. Okay, so let us move to the other question, so which is question B. So which is question B. So question B reads, so describe the characteristics of wind. So wind dispersed seeds or fruits. So wind dispersed seeds or fruits. Okay, so we can say characteristics so characteristic number one, we are saying that these are small and light. So they are small and light in weight. This makes them to be dispersed by wind because of they are small and they are light. And then the second one is they have wings. They have wings that helps them to fly along or a distance. So they have wings which helps them. Okay, so the third one, we are saying that they have fluffy hair. So fluffy hair, so which enables them, so this fluffy hair, they enables them to be carried a long distance by slightest breeze. So these are characteristics of wind dispersed seeds or fruits. Now let us give examples. So examples of these seeds. So number one, we have milky or milk wind, and then the other one, it is maple, and then we have drumstick, and then the other one, it is dandelion, and then the last one is cattails. So these are examples of wind dispersed seeds or fruits. So these are the answers in the revision that we've done. This is what they wanted you to answer and to write